First few seconds. All right, we should be good now. So, hello and welcome to yet another presentation of Hardhats TV. Today we have a double header between the Post 22 Hardhats and the thorn in their side last year and state runner-up, the Brookings Post 74 Bandits. So, without further ado, I'll get to the lineups here today. Hardhats playing the 5 o'clock and then approximately 7:30 for game number 2. If you can only catch this one because you're at work or something, and you want to come out to the second one, 7:30, supposed to be the start of game number 2. We'll start off here with the Post 22 Hardhats lineup. Leading off is third baseman Aiden Roberts. Right fielder Jace Morgan bats second. The center fielder is Harry Good at 3. He seems to have gotten his mojo back after a slow start coming back from college. Then cleanup first baseman Alex Dietrich. The second baseman Hayden Hollick bats 5th. Playing left and batting 6th is Aaron Roach. Designated hitter Tate Crossway will be at the 7. The catcher is Philip Bentz batting 8th. And shortstop Wilson Kiefer is 9, with Jaden Moreno on the mound. So to repeat, the first 3 for the Hardhats: third baseman Aiden Roberts, right fielder Jace Morgan, and center fielder Harry Good. The middle 3: first baseman Alex Dietrich, second baseman Hayden Hollick, and left fielder Aaron Roach. And the bottom 3: designated hitter Tate Crossway, catcher Philip Bentz, and shortstop Wilson Kiefer, with Jaden Moreno on the mound. Now for the Brookings Post 74 Bandits, who come into this game 5-3. Leading off for them will be the left fielder, Tate Helmbold, followed by the pitcher, Owen Schneider, batting 2nd. Shortstop, Zach Struck, will be 3rd. The third baseman will be David Brink, batting cleanup. First baseman, Addison Ronning, will be 5th. At the 6th hole is right fielder Jack Merritt. Then center fielder Austin Clark will be 7th. The second baseman, Tyson Antonin, will be 8th. And the catcher will be Sam Johnson, batting 9th, with Owen Schneider on the mound. So to repeat, the first 3 for the Brookings Bandits: left fielder Tate Helmbold, pitcher Owen Schneider, and shortstop Zach Struck. The middle 3: third baseman David Brink, first baseman Addison Ronning, and right fielder Jack Merritt. In the bottom 3, center fielder Austin Clark, second baseman Tyson Antonin, and the catcher the catcher Sam Johnson, with Owen Schneider on the mound. So I mentioned some of the games from last season. Between these 2 games, Brookings got the better of the Hardhats in Brookings, and then were the team that knocked out the Hardhats in the state tournament. I believe the season series went, I want to say it went 1-4 in their favor. It could be 1-3. Let me see. Oh, we played the Smitties that morning. I was wondering why I thought we played 4 games. We played the Smitties when we were doing like a 3-way thing. So, in Brookings, the Hardhats played against Brookings 3 times. Lost a 9-inning extra innings marathon game against them 5-4. Then won 11-5 pretty handily for the nightcap. And then the next day, after beating the Smitties, ended up losing 5-2 in the rubber match. So they went 2-1. Brookings won 2 games. Hardhats only won 1 in the season series. And then when they went to the state tournament, the Hardhats met up with them, and they were knocked to the losers bracket. Eventually knocked out of the tournament by Yankton, but they were knocked to the losers bracket after a tough 5-4 loss, which came from a walk-off from the Bandits. So they went 3-1 on the season series last year. You might wonder, this is a different team. So what are they doing this year, perhaps? Well, they are 5-3 on the season. They got swept at home versus Watertown. Hardhats beat them 2-1 in the season series. Then they ended up beating Renner, Post 307, twice, including a close 1-0 victory. Then they went and played Pierre and won 1-0 and 2-1 in a sweep. And then they played the Spearfish Post 164 team and lost the first game, won the second one. That's a team that the Hardhats swept. So against common opponents here, I believe the Hardhats would be 4-1. Brookings was 1-3. So there you go. Take that as you will. They only started their season a couple weeks ago, played the high school ranks. Brookings made it to the, I believe that they were the state runner-ups last year. Lost on a walk-off to the Harrisburg Gold. Would have, in the Central Plains Regional, the top 2 teams get to go from each state. That is from Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. And the Hardhats hosted last year. So the top 2 teams came from Minnesota, came from Nebraska, and came from North Dakota. But Brookings, despite finishing second, did not get to go to the Central Plains Regional because the Hardhats were hosting. And by virtue of hosting, got a ticket to the South Dakota side of things. So only the state championship made it. So thanks to the Hardhats hosting, Brookings was not able to participate in that. So they could be a little bitter about that too. Jaden Moreno coming back out. He had a heck of a night he had a heck of a game the other night against Wesco. Struck out 8 batters, pitched 5 shutout innings in a Hardhats mercy rule. I believe he only allowed 1 hit too. I mean, he walked several batters, but yeah, so Moreno went 5 innings pitched in that start, 1-0, threw 77 pitches, allowed just 1 hit, walked 3, and had 8 strikeouts. The batting average against him was 0.67. Moreno on his best behavior right now. The Hardhats come into this game carrying a 9-win streak. It's been over 2 weeks since they last lost. They won a pair of road games against Spearfish. A pair of road games against Spearfish. Then won over the Sturgis, swept the Sturgis Titans, and went 5-0 in the tournament. Everybody putting together their hats. Leading off, Tate Humboldt. I'm just hearing Humboldt, so I'm just going to believe that and say that the L is silent. That happens. So, top of the first upcoming, Tate Humboldt, the super senior. He was on this team last year. Like I said, returning one of their best squads in recent memory. Moreno, fastball down the middle. No, maybe not a fastball. That might have been a changeup or something. It didn't seem to go super duper quick. But we are underway. Humboldt awaits. That's a fastball down and outside. I definitely rested up in between the days. We did 21 games this last weekend over a 4-day period. Now it's just nice to be calling Hardhats game. That is cracked into right all the way to the corner. And now Humboldt is being told to go for 3. The relay to Hollick. He'll throw. It's a good one. Not in time. Just a little bit late. It's a good throw from Hollick. Good tag applied, but a leadoff triple. And the Bandits showing they mean business. Owen Schneider now up. Fun thing about Schneider, first team All-State hockey player as a forward. Was second team All-State last year. Led the team in points. 63 points. Brookings, a big hockey place. They finished up runner-up in nationals. Won 3 consecutive state titles prior to this year. I didn't check, but I believe they would have won it again this year for 4th consecutive, judging by the awards given out and whatnot. So 1-0. Moreno. It's hit hard up the line, and it'll bring in a run. Also going to the opposite corner. This one not quite as easy to get a triple on, but he will be safe. An RBI double and back-to-back extra base hits started out for the Bandits. Hardhats can't get into a hole here. The Bandits, most of their wins this year have been low scoring. 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, that kind of deal. They've only had 2 games where they put up more than 10. They've only had 2 games where they put up more than 8. Curveball outside to Struck. Struck, also a Hockey player. He's a super senior. Was first team All-State forward last year. Big, strong righty. You can tell he's a hockey player. Hit hard up the middle. Moreno bounces off his thigh. He will underhand to first, and the out is made. So the first out made at the expense of a bruise. And it'll bring up the cleanup man, David Brink. He's a defenseman on the hockey team. Schneider advances to third. He had 18 points, 15 assists, 3 goals in this year's hockey season. Brink, ball down and away. Pitch. Curveball, just inside. Nope, it was a strike. I thought it was a strike, but I wasn't hearing anything from the ump. 1-1 count. Moreno, fastball. It's popped up. That's playable. Dietrich doesn't even have to move too much, and that'll be the second out. So 2 outs now here for Moreno. He seems to be collecting himself. And it'll bring up Addison Ronning. He's a goalie. Was the starting goalie last year. I believe he's been edged out for the #1 goalie this season, judging by the All-State selection for the other goalie. Curveball outside. He still had a 1.73 goals allowed average with almost a 90% save percentage. So still good, but 1.73 goals allowed, up from 1.23 last season. He made 24 saves in the state championship last year. 1-1. Curveball. Ooh, that's a brutal one. That ball did not hit the zone. That curveball came up slightly short of the plate. Ump gives it a strike. Hardhats will take what they get, I guess. 1-2. Ball low. It's 2-2. There's like 7 people in the entire stadium right now, and they're standing in the way. I'm playing that up. There's a good 120, 130. Everybody gonna file in a little more for the second game, I would assume, getting off work and whatnot. 2-2. Moreno, fastball, hit, a short nubber over to first. Dietrich will give it to Moreno just for fun, and they will get the final out. So after allowing a double and a triple on the first 2 batters, Moreno composes himself and limits the damage. Schneider stranded on third base. And so to recap that inning, 2 hits lead to 1 run. It is earned to Moreno. There are no errors, and 1 man is left on base. The Bandits carry a 1-0 lead as we enter the bottom of the first inning. Hardhats went 5-0 in the Veterans Classic. Did not win it because of because Cheyenne Post 6 also went undefeated, and we weren't going to play them because we already played them 5 times this year. But they ended up playing again. And they had the lower runs allowed per innings pitched, which was the secondary tiebreaker. So they got to go to the championship. They ended up winning the championship over the reigning South Dakota State champion, Harrisburg Gold. So good for them. Shout out Cheyenne. They've won every single one of the Black Hills Veterans Classics. That is 5 in a row. A streak of dominance. This is their event. I give a showing from the Hardhats, though. They took home 3rd place. Only 1 game really got close, and it was the extra innings Miles City game where the Hardhats walked it off. On the mound, Owen Schneider. So Schneider, a first-team All-State selection this year. Scored 33 goals and had 30 assists. Did it as a forward. There are 2 first-team All-State selections for 2024 in this group. Wyatt Reeder, defenseman for the Rushmore Thunder, I believe they are he's on the bench. He's twice now been first-team All-State, and he's just a sophomore. Arguably probably just as good in baseball and hockey, if not better in hockey. And he's incredible in baseball, batted over 400 last year. Roberts hits one down the line there. Now, Roberts rounding for second, and the throw a little bit high, gets over the second baseman, and that'll be a leadoff double. Fair by a hair. That's what I'm going to have to say about that. Some hard bouncing. It was too high above the bag to really see it side by side. But Roberts gets the benefit of the doubt. And he'll reach second on a single, or on a double. Up comes Jace Morgan, the right fielder. A little high. 1-0 count now. High and outside. Now 2-1. If you're noticing, yes, we have a new ticker for the ads. They weren't displaying all the way, now they are. Got that cooked up, but it is moving like 30% faster than the other one, so it might be a little disorienting. Two-one. High and outside. Now taking off is Roberts. Oh, he's safe. Must have just snuck his fingers in there. Brookings put down the tag, but they tagged him in the chest. He still had his arms extended. I guess what the umpire was saying was that the tag to the chest came just after the arms had touched the bag. So a stolen base for Roberts, a very dangerous one. I would not suggest he does that again. Yeah, I know. This has ended up, if you're wondering how I did this, I ended up doing After Effects, made the square, transparent background, and then used the effect controls, dragged from 0 position to negative, I think it was like 49,000, and it took like 5 minutes, but it's scrolling and then I'll have it replay, but yeah, that's how I did it. So it's not through OBS, it's just it's a video playing over it. So 1-0. Roberts, dangerous base runner. They'll check back in on him. Very good. Got his mojo back. He's hit a homer and had 2 triples in an inning last time, or in the last game against the ETC Knights from Mount Michael Benedictine in Elkhorn, Nebraska. It's a 2-0 count. Roberts got his glove on, taking a hefty lead. Throw right down the middle for strike 1. Right there, Morgan taking off. The catcher kind of asleep at the wheel there. He doesn't notice it until Morgan's already safe. And it's now 3-1. 2 steals now for the Hardhats. Very good, trying to bring him in for the lead. Curveball, strike 2. Falls into the zone. A good pitch there from Schneider. The pitching for this team been probably its strength from what I'm seeing on the record. That's strike 3. Good, didn't think so. I have to agree with the ump there. That ball caught the inside of the plate. So first K of the day. It'll bring up Alex Dietrich. Here's the cleanup man, RBI leader for this Hardhats team. First pitch, take it high. Swung on and popped up into right. Coming in on it, and he will make the grab. It's a jumping one. Roberts running for home. The cutoff man gets it, and the game all tied up on a sacrifice fly from Alex Dietrich. So Dietrich will earn the RBI. Morgan still at second. Has the speed to go for third, though. Now 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's Hollick. Ball outside and low. Hardhats got a pump-up speech before the game. Swung on and hit hard into center, right at Clark. Good launch angle, good exit velocity, but bad placement in the outfield. Clark hardly had to move. He was set right where the ball ended up. So we'll enter the top of the second. Hardhats strand 1. Both teams have 1 run, all tied up as we head into the second inning of work here for Jaden Moreno. Recap that one. 1 hit turns into 1 run. It is earned to the pitcher Schneider. There are no errors, and 1 man is left on base. 1-1 the score. Moreno now going to get to face the bottom of the order here. Well, sort of. You'll get to face the 6, 7, and 8 of Jack Merritt, Austin Clark, and second baseman Tyson Antonin.
Hitting off the second inning, number 7, right fielder Jack Merritt.
Okay, Jack Merritt, also a forward. So 5 consecutive hockey players playing through the 2 through 6 hole, 3 forwards, a defenseman, and a goalie. You could nearly make a full roster out of that. Fastball right there, down the middle. So Moreno gets that first pitch strike he's always looking for. Curveball, strike 2. That ball clips the zone on its way by, and now an 0-2 count. Moreno, no strikeouts in this game. He had 8 last game. Perhaps overdue. Pitch. Ball in the dirt, not able to entice the batter. Merritt holds up. The 1-2. Fastball at the shoulders. Now 2-2. Moreno tries to strike him out with a strong one up top. Moreno, the payoff. Or sorry, 2-2. Now we have a full count, and it'll be a payoff. The payoff pitch, Moreno. Ball taken high, and despite starting 0-2, Merritt works the count into a 6-pitch walk. Impressive stuff there, and the leadoff man is aboard. Up comes Austin Clark. I remember him from last year. Got a lot of hits out of the bottom of the order last time. Probably the second best hitter on this team in the lineup last year. Moreno gives him a fastball. It's hit. It has some spin. Ben slips with the ball. He still makes the play. The ball slipped out of his hands as he tried to barehand it. Had to pick it up again. Still made it in time, but the sacrifice bunt is successful. I have to think that ball bounced off of his feet, because it took a really wild jump right out of the box, and it went backwards. It must have had either a ton of topspin or that bounced off his foot and we never noticed. Fouled away. And now 0-1. So Merritt on second brings up Tyson Antonin. Surprisingly not on the hockey team. Just noticing Antonin, kind of a Finnish last name. They're always good at hockey. Finished, no pun intended, with a bronze medal when I remember watching in the Sochi games. That's off his leg. Are we going to play that? Okay, we're playing that. Hit over to third. Okay, we played that. I'm going to rewatch it to make sure I'm not tripping. I'm pretty sure that hit off his leg. And then went fair. I don't know. Just been kind of an odd game. So that'll be a 5-3 putout. And stealing third on the throw to first is Jack Merritt. Up comes the 9-hole hitter Sam Johnson trying to make something out of the inning. There's a strike. Fastball on the outside. 0-1. Just low. Almost in the zone. Caught the shadow. Johnson, varsity basketball player. Guard/point guard at Brookings High School. 1-1. That's going to be lined into left and made the grab. There is Aaron Roach. So one gets on, nobody scores. Moreno, a shutout inning, and he will give an even slate to the Hardhats order here, trying to get their first lead of the game. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. One man is left on third, and it is still 1-1. Kind of a simultaneously slow and fast start for these two teams. The energy noticeably kind of mellow at the moment, I'd say, for both squads. I could be reading that wrong, but it kind of feels like everybody's a little chilled out. Due up for the Hardhats, Aaron Roach, Tate Crossway, and Philip Bentz. It is very windy out here today. It is beautiful, nice clear skies. The only clouds I can see way off in the distance. But the Hardhats having a good day. I'd say it's mid to high 70s. Pretty beautiful day, with the exception of one aspect. 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. I was going to test out a little drone earlier today, but I am just learning how to do it, and the wind is a lot, and that wasn't a good idea, so I didn't do it. But I do want to get that for the socials. I think that'd be pretty cool. I just haven't flown one since I was in 6th grade. But anyways, the wind, a strong one. All of the flags are blowing very strongly directly out to right field. So a little bit at the back, a little bit of wind at the back of the balls being sent out to right, especially by these left-handed hitters. Here's Aaron Roach. Thing about this Hardhats order, it's been pretty much the same, with two guys switching in every now and then at different slots for a while now. It's been Roberts, then either Morgan or Carter Johnson playing an outfield position, then Good in center, Dietrich first, Hollick second. Then Roach plays either DH, left field, or right field and bats 6th. Crossway is either left field or DH. Philip Bentz is usually there. A strong bunt put a little too strongly. Lollipop to first. He'll reach over Roach and make the out. Push that one just a little too far. Up comes Tate Crossway. Yeah, Crossway has been left or designated hitter at the 7 hole, and then Bent's usually the catcher, but when we switch it out, Elder takes up the 8 slot, and then Wilson Kiefer always the shortstop and batting 9th. So It's been a very formulaic approach, at least since we started winning. Coach Torvey, definitely not messing with the formula. And it's been working. Strike one. Schneider delivering here to Tate Crossway. Crossway hit a no-doubter 2 games ago against the Alliance Spartans. Nope, ball just a little outside. Crossway to hard-hitting lefty. Another outside ball. Now 3-1. Strike two. So Schneider forces a payoff pitch. Here it is. Curveball is timed up on and hit deep into right, going to the wall. It's off the top of the wall, running away from the right fielder. Crossway goes to second. He will hold up there. That ball maybe 4 feet shy of getting out of the park. Crossway hit it off of it was over the signs and right. That wall about 4 feet higher than the left field wall, which I believe is only 6 feet. It's about 10 feet in the right field, I want to say. Had it been the height of the left field wall, that would have been out. But also the wind definitely helping him. Coming at his back, bunt put down. The Bentz is off to the races. Good bare hand grab and the throw from Schneider on target. So sacrifice bunt moves Tate Crossway over to third, and it'll bring up Wilson Kiefer. That was a very close call on the Crossway home run. Normally that wouldn't be a home run or anything, but Wilson Kiefer now up. He batted a 1.633 OPS last tournament. That is flared into right, and it'll drop. The Hardhats now on top. Kiefer churning for second. The throw, not going to get there. A hustle double from Wilson Kiefer, and the Hardhats on top, 2-1. Kiefer been hitting exceptionally the last few games, as well as playing a very good shortstop. You'll learn the RBI. Up comes Roberts. Roberts had a double down the left field line his first time up. That's called strike 0-1. Still just a 1-run game. Hardhats would like to do a little more than that. Roberts fast, enough to leg out an infield single if needed. Curveball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Here's an interesting thing. Do you think hockey goalies are like naturally very good at being a catcher? Maybe not the throwing part, but the blocking part. Like, right? It's that quick reaction and bounces and deflections. I feel like as a goalie, you're not letting anything get past you. You're blocking it no matter what. I feel like as a catcher, that would just like translate very well. Ball hit hard. Ooh, Tate Crossway. One-handed grab, hanging out the edge of the dugout. Good job there from Tate. 1-2. Kiefer has the speed, but you don't want to make the final out at third, as they say. Kiefer, small lead. Time. Roberts sitting back up. High and inside. 2-2. I will. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Roberts goes down on strikes. The second strikeout of the game. First one swinging for Schreiner. So 2 hits turn into 1 run. It is earned to the pitcher Schneider, and no errors. 1 man is left on base, and it is now 2-1. I will ask about that. That's kind of interesting. Addison Roning playing first base today. Maybe he plays catcher sometimes because you see first base catcher quite often as like a switching, position area kind of thing. But yeah, got some Expos here watching.
Hitting off the third inning, it's top of the order for Brookings.
All right, so the top of the order coming back up. They scored 1 in the first inning. Here's the man who had the leadoff triple, the super senior Tate Hemble. Curveball, a little bit high. Somehow Moreno without a K in this game. Very odd for him. A lot of grounders and then some hits into the outfield, 2 of which have been extra bases. Swing, and it's going to be softly hit over to Hollick. Running it out, Hembolt will not make it there in time. A 4-3 put out to begin the inning. Up comes Owen Schneider. He had an RBI double, was stranded on third before. I feel like a soccer goalie, you're not really as good, but when you're used to being on your knees like that and blocking, I feel like as a catcher it would translate very well. I mean, you don't have like blockers on your arms, so you might end up accidentally, hurting yourself, but you get what I'm saying. So 1-0 count. Schneider trying to help his own cause. Heck of a baseball player as well. Both pitching and hitting in this game, and had a great tournament in the state tournament last year. Fastball down the middle. Schneider does a little hop. He's expecting. Struck is coming up on deck. You can tell he's a hockey player. The legs are built. He's used to churning like that. Probably got some good speed down the line. 2-2. Hit over to first and not going to be playable. Roach still going to be, or Elder still going to be nice and, not Elder, Morgan going to be nice and grab it for the Brookings bench from the corner. So 2-2 count now here for Moreno. Still no putaways via K. That's going to be swung on and hit and caught by Roach. So twice now, hard hits directly at Roach. And up comes Zach Struck. He grounded out to the pitcher his last time up on a ball that would have gotten through if it hadn't been for Jaden Moreno's left leg. Hit hard, backhanded grab by Roberts, the throw on target, and that'll be the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 for the Hardhats under the control of Jaden Moreno. And so an easy inning there. No hits, no runs, no earned runs, nobody left on. And it is still 2-1. Bottom of the third coming up.
Concession stand is open. As is catch 22, they've got all kinds of great post 22 merchandise for sale. In fact, big sale. Sidewalk, they'll check the rack.
A lot of people out here today. They're all still pouring in. We've got a doubleheader here. As you can see above the scoreboard, a doubleheader showcase between Brookings and the Hardhats. Hardhats would really like to just... They went 1-3 last year against this team. It left a bad taste in the mouth of Coach Kelvin Torby, especially considering that most of the games that they lost were very tight games, including the one in the state tournament where Brookings walked us off. And that 10-inning game where Dominic McKnight stole 5 bases out in Brookings to start off that series, both of which went to Brookings. Both games that you could kind of see as getting away from the Hardhats. Like you let him off the hook. Oh, swung on and hit hard into right. It'll get to the wall. Jace Morgan, he's ready for triple. He's going to touch second and hold there. A hard double for Jace Morgan. He's now on second. Start off the third. Good. Waited on a pitch he thought was a ball. The umpire said strike, and I thought was a strike. So he struck out looking his last time up. But Good, starting to get his mojo back. He had 11 RBIs in the tournament over 5 games, averaging over 2 RBIs per game. He had 4 in an inning when he had back-to-back 2-run triples. Swung on and popped into center. Clark underneath it. He should make the grab, and he does. Morgan tags, and he'll run to third. So, fly out will advance the runner. Effectively a sacrifice. It'll bring up Dietrich. Dietrich, his last time up, had a man on third, hit it out to right field, and scored the run with a fly out. He could do the same thing again. He pops it up and into foul territory. So first pitch fouled off, 0-1. Schneider not bringing the heat, but bringing some good break and hoping for some soft contact. He's gotten that most of the time, but not all the time. Hardhats trying to extend their lead here. Dietrich hasn't hit a homer in about a month. Ball down and away. 3 Hardhats doubled the season home run total in the bottom of the second against the Lions. It was Hollick, then Good, and then Crossway. Hollick and Good both with their first. That's a strike. That was Saturday night. No, it was Friday night. No, it was Saturday night. It was Saturday night. It was the last game of pool play. 1-2. Swung on, and it will be popped up into center. Clark going back, and he'll make the grab. That's 2 sac flies now here for Dietrich, and another run will score. So Morgan gets on base with a double. Good, flies out to center, advances him to third, and then Dietrich brings him home on a sac fly of his own. So up comes Aiden Hollick. He had a very hard hit ball with a good launch angle out to center back in the first inning, but it went directly to Clark. That's grounded and handled. No, bobble by the shortstop. He tries to control it. He'll throw it away. And that'll be an error on the Brookings shortstop, Zach Struck. First error of the ball game for either squad. Brookings seemingly having a very good defensive team, judging by the fact that they have allowed so few runs and won so many tight games where they've kept the other team either scoreless or at 1 run. You'd have to think the defense is exceptional to not allow any mistakes to cost him a run. Aaron Roach bunted a little too hard down the line his first time up. This will be his first time really swinging. I mean, in theory, he could bunt. He bunted for the walk-off against the Miles City Outlaws with 2 outs. He could do the same thing here. 1-0. Swung on, and it'll be hit hard into left. That'll get down. A bouncer and handled. Struck. Can't scoop, but he hits it right to himself. So a 2-out single for Aaron Roach, and the inning still extended. Out comes Tate Crossway. He's about 4 feet shy of a home run his last time up. Ended up coming around and scoring on a double from Wilson Kiefer. He's got 2 on now. He's been hot lately. Ball outside. You don't want to throw anything hanging to Tate. You give him some heat, he might get to it, he might not. A lot of foul balls in that situation. You give him anything hanging and he can time it up, that baby's gone. Swing and a miss. Some sort of breaking ball, either a changeup or a sinker / splitter, something like that. with some vertical drop. So 1-1. Popped up into left, but he's going to have to come in on it. It'll drop. It bounces over the head of the left fielder. Crossway turning for 2. And 2 runs going to score here. Roach coming home, and he'll be safe. A 2-out rally sparked on the back of the error from Zach Struck, and the Hardhats now up a commanding 5-1 lead. That ball was softly hit into left, but because he's a lefty, he went opposite field there, and the left fielder, Tate Hembolt, was playing shifted right towards center field to try to deal with the shift, so when it landed in left, there was nobody there. Strike 1. And he was able to move to second. Ball bounced high. Hembolt, a little small to grab it. And bought everybody some time. So 2 RBI single now for Tate Crossway. He'll advance to second on an E7. And it'll hit him. So Bence takes his base. And they still can't get out of this inning. 3 runs have already scored, and up comes Kiefer, who's been very hard to put away. The E7 going to score Roach, so I suppose it's not an RBI. It should just be 1 RBI for Tate Crossway to bring in Hollick, which would have scored anyways. But Roach, that one goes on the left fielder's error. Kiefer, strike on the outside. Kiefer hit a double on a short liner to left his last time up. The Dogs are out. Swing on, and it'll be popped up. Clark should be able to make that grab, blocking out the sun, and he will. So that'll be the end of an inning that got way out of control for the Bandits. Should have just been 1 run. Instead, an error from Zach Struck opens the door. The Hardhats capitalize, and 2 more come across. It's now a 5-1 ball game after 3. In that inning, 3 hits turn into 3 runs. 1 of them is earned. There are 2 errors, 1 on the shortstop Struck, 1 on the left fielder Hembolt, and 2 men are left aboard. It is 5-1. Moreno coming back out for his 4th inning of work. Somehow still K-less, but nobody complaining. Allowed just 2 hits, both of which were in the first 2 batters of the ball game, and just the 1 run. Really collected himself since that tough start. He'll face the heart of the order here, the 4, 5, and 6. Brink, Ronning, and Merritt, the hockey players. You're using different muscles in hockey. I'd imagine quite a bit of like triceps. Oh my gosh, what are you? What is that thing? It's a very small beetle of some sort. I'm throwing you out. Okay. Beetle landed on my arm there. Hopefully I don't get like a bug bite. It wasn't a tick, but it wasn't really a beetle either. It was just kind of small. It wasn't a fly. I don't know what it was. 0-1. Hopefully not a tick. It didn't look like a tick when I looked at it, but I don't know. I haven't been bit by a tick in a long time. 0-1. Popped up, and Bench thinks he can make a play on it. It's swirling back thanks to the wind, and he will make the grab. Tough break there for Brink. That ball, normally a stand shot, it got brought back in by that heavy wind out to right, and Bench the heads-up play to recognize that and make the grab right in front of the netting. That's the first out of the inning. Up comes Addison Ronning. Ronning grounded to first, ended up being a 3-1 put out in the first. That was how they ended the inning. Now he's got empty bases and not much pressure. Maybe it'll change things. Curveball outside, 2-0. Moreno likes to be ahead in the count. Not quite as comfortable in this situation. Fastball. High. And now 3-0 count. Ronning happily take a walk here. Walk as good as a single with the bases empty here in the top of the fourth. Sorry. There it is. So 4-pitch walk for Moreno. Once he gets behind in the count, it becomes it feels like increasingly harder for him to might find his mark. So a 4-pitch walk gets Ronning on to first. And up comes Jack Merritt. He walked. Stole a base. Sacrifice fly moved him to second. Or sacrifice bunt moved him to second, but he was stranded on third in the second. He will hit a soft one into left, and falling to his knees, making the grab is Roach. That ball had some backspin, a little Magnus effect, kept it up. The wind has really picked up. We have to be at like 30 miles an hour now. Those flags are going up and away. I have to start worrying if the line is strong enough to keep it from fraying or losing the flag. That's how strong it is. You could see that out in left field above the scoreboard. Well, below our scoreboard, above the real scoreboard. That's in your frame. You can see that. So it's 0-1. Can't even remember how the last guy got out. He got out, though. I'm going to scrub back a minute because I don't remember how the last guy got out, and I need to know that for scoring. So 0-2 count now here for Moreno. Oh, it was a fly out to Roach. That's why we were talking about the win. Okay. Just up. Ben says good pitch. That's a good eye nonetheless for Merritt. And Austin Clark trying to come through. 1-2 for Moreno. Throw to first, not in time. Dietrich almost falls on the guy to try to make the out. Would have been a little uncomfortable. 1-2. Dietrich. Moreno gives him a curveball. It's fought off. That one not going to come back into the field to play, but it also didn't go up on the canopy like it normally would. You don't see like a lot of awnings anymore. Everything's kind of metal. I guess it's because awnings are pretty hard to maintain and they're only seasonal, but I like a good awning. 1-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the strikeout we've been looking for. It took 4 innings, but Moreno gets it. And after 4 innings of work, just 1 run is scored for this Bandits team. So no hits, turning into no runs. There are no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on. And since the first 2 hits of the game, pretty much a shutout for Moreno. So Hardhats going to try to keep adding on. Okay, so bottom of the 4th upcoming. Schneider coming back out for his 4th inning of work. He'll have to face the top of the order again. His defense let him down in the bottom of the 4th, left the door open twice, and the Hardhats capitalized to make it a 5-1 ball game when it realistically should be a 3-1 ball game right now. But Robert's going to lead this one off. He's 1 for 2, a strikeout swinging and a leadoff double. But in leadoff situations, he is 1 for 1 with a 200 slugging, so, or a 2,000 slugging, so, you know. All right, Schneider, first pitch. Ball in the dirt, bounces off the ump. And it'll be ball 1. Schneider, gonna recollect. Throws the ball high, so first one too low, second one too high. Next one, in theory, should even itself out. Or it'll be left or right. I mean, it depends. There it is. Okay, so that one is in the zone. He calibrates. Like the smart board where you gotta press all the little thingies. So 2-1 now. Swung on and going to be hit softly into center. Clark makes the grab. He was playing in. A good choice out there. Perhaps a coaching decision. Up comes Morgan. Morgan. A dramatic hard hit ball to right. Bounced off of the track and turned into a leadoff double that scored in the last inning. And then he walked and stole a base over to second before. Puts down a bunt foul. It's now 0-1. The infield going to be playing pretty close to him now. Oh, 1 count. Schneider. Ball in the dirt. Gets by the catcher, but there's nobody on, so it doesn't really matter. Harry Good on deck. He's hitless in this ball game. 1-1 for Morgan. Bouncer to home. Schreiner. No, what is his name? Schneider. There we go. Schneider. Throwing a few more bouncers than he did before. There's a fastball on the outside. 2-2. Ball in the dirt. So the 3 balls have been very clearly balls. The 2 strikes have been narrowly strikes. You'd have to expect some sort of walk here for Morgan, or maybe Schneider can come up with it on the payoff. It's going to be flared, and that'll drop. An easy little thing. Watch out. Morgan's got some speed. He's heading for second. The throw on line, but late. And a hustle double. Now 2 doubles in 2 very different ways for Jace Morgan. That ball had a lot of backspin as a part of the flare package. And yeah, so back-to-back innings with a double from Morgan. He stole a base earlier. Now with 1 out, it's possible that ball gets by the catcher. He won't have to steal it. It'll be given to him. And the first pitch of ball, do that again, and it'll be a 6-1 ball game. The first wild pitch that cost anything for the catcher, Schneider. Like I was saying, those bouncing balls on the curve balls happening a lot more often recently. That's going to be flared off of the glove of the third baseman, and it'll score Jace Morgan. So a hard hit ball, enough to bring home Morgan. That'll be an RBI single for Harry Good. He gets his first hit. He's fast, he can steal. And the wild pitches keep coming, so maybe he won't even have to. Dietrich up now. He is 0 for 0. Gotten out twice. Both of them fly outs to the outfield to bring home a runner. So he has 2 sac flies on the day. There's a ball. Would have been a strike on most guys. Dietrich a little taller than them. One out count. That'll be worn off the shoulder. Takes a parent's favorite and a base. So 2 on, 1 out, and it'll bring up Hollick. Hollick hit a soft grounder over to short, but it was too much for Struck to handle. He bobbled it, made a bad throw, and Hollick reached base to extend the last inning. That's hit hard into right center. It'll get down. Now 1 run going to score. Dietrich, he's churning for third. The ball picked up to the infield. He's getting the throw home, or he's getting the signal. He'll slide, and 2-run score. A 2-run double for Hayden Hollick, and the Hardhats keep piling on. The Bandits not keeping up with the bats here in the opening game of this 4-game series. Very encouraging. So 2-run double brings home Dietrich and Good. Might not look like they were running all that fast. It's because, well, Dietrich was, I don't know. It wasn't the fastest I've ever seen him. He was churning, though. And up comes Roach. He had a single, a 2-out single his last time up. Came around to score on an error by left fielder Tate Humble. Right? Yeah, I got it right. Okay. 0-2. Wait, no. 1-2. I think I missed a pitch. I think that they might have missed a pitch, too. I think it's 1-1, but it might be 1-2. I don't know. I was looking down scoring. 1-2. Hit at the dugout. It'll bounce right back to the plate. The doves flying over the field. There was a pair of them. A couple, even. Very cute. 1-2. Schneider. Ball just high and away. And it's 2-2. That ball narrowly missing the zone. Just a little off. Roach trying to keep the hit streak alive in this inning. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. They'll have to finish it at first, and they do. And the second out of the inning recorded. A strikeout. But the drop strike 3 aspect allowing Hayden Hollick to advance to third. The third strikeout of the game for Schneider. Now he'll face Tate Crossway. Crossway had a great game so far. Had a ball off the top of the right field fence, and then had a RBI single in the last inning. That's going to be reached on and hit hard into right center. Clark after it. He will make the grab. Covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time there. This time, the shift in the outfield paying off for them. But another good hit there from Tate Crossway. So Hollick does not score. 3 runs due, though. And so 3 hits lead to 3 runs. All 3 of them earned to the pitcher Schneider. He's up to 5 earned runs on the day. I actually missed putting one of them up there. It is 8-1. And now, then no errors and 1 man left on. It is 8-1. So the Hardhats steadily moving people around the bases. 1 run first, 1 run second, 3 run third, and 3 run fourth. Very good job here. I've been meaning to talk to Coach, but we don't have many road trips this year. All of the in-state opponents seem to come here, as opposed to last year where we all seem to go to them. I think that it's a home and away thing where you switch every year, but Watertown, I mean, we played some teams from out of state. We did all of that when we were playing in Montana and in Cheyenne and in Gillette and all of that. But the in-state guys, we played at Watertown, at Yankton, at Brookings, and at the Sioux Falls teams last year. We played at a lot of teams that we are not playing at this year. They're all coming to us, which is kind of nice, but also I don't get the road trips with Coach Torvey. I haven't been on one yet. We'll get Pueblo in about a week. Popped up and should be playable. Dietrich doesn't know where it is. being fielded, and oh! Jace Morgan lets it fall. That's fair. The throw! Not in time. Wow. Jace Morgan overran it. Dietrich, usually the guy that would make that grab, I think that he got turned around by that ball and didn't know where it was. Morgan overruns it. The ball falls out of his glove, and that'll be an error. That'll lead to 2 bases. So the first error of the game on Morgan and right. So the leadoff man aboard. Morgan, his first error in some time. Maybe all season. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Sam Johnson now up. He lined out to left his last time. Fastball is going to be bunted and covering. Hollick makes it. He went head first slide there. Johnson really wanted that to be safe, but the runner advances to third on the sacrifice bunt. I mean, it's cool that they're playing all aggressive for this one run here, but they are down by 7. So sacrificing outs for runs for just one run, if you're going to sacrifice another one here, then it would be kind of an odd choice. But the leadoff man, Tate Hemble, now up. He pops it up, and to right, Morgan grabs it. He will throw home, and it's a good enough throw that Antonin going to stay at third. And a chance to still get out of this spotless. Moreno serving up a lot of good balls to be hit softly. Two outs now, up comes Schneider. Schneider had a double in the first to bring home a run, and a line out before. He's trying to get back some of the runs he allowed. Fastball, high, 1 out. 1-0 count. Curveball, strike at the knees. That ball dropped right as it was over the plate. It broke at just the last second. I do see some action in the bullpen for the Hardhats. Curveball hits the man. First hit by pitch given out in a while now for Moreno, but he does, and Schneider will take his base. So, runners in the corners, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. I'm a little behind on that. Everything else was right, though, so. Here is Zach Struck, the super senior. He's grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to third base so far. He looks to have a lot of power, especially in those legs. There's a strike right down the middle. Struck will stare at it, and now 0-1. A 1 count. Curveball, strike 2. Struck starts to move at it. He thinks better of it, and it still hits the zone. 0-2 count. He did go around, so it would have been a strike anyways, but it was also a strike in the zone. So Struck now trying not to live up to his name. Curveball popped up. Roach going back on it, and he will make the grab. So nobody scores despite an error from Jace Morgan to lead off the inning, and Moreno, 4 scoreless innings in a row, hasn't allowed a hit since the first 2 men came up to the plate. Really having a great start here, and we enter the bottom of the 5th. Hardhats up 8-1 in game 1. This kind of feels Hardhats doing such a good job here. Oh my gosh. There's a plane or something overhead. I can't see it, but somebody's pointing at it with their camera. We had a flyover that was supposed to take place last week. That got canceled. Maybe this is a makeup. I don't know. It's definitely not like the angle that you would have seen if you were intending to do this, but we're Ellsworth Air Force Base right here. That wasn't like overly stealthy, I would add, but so maybe just a normal plane, but I don't know. Recap, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 error on Morgan, and 2 men left on. It's been 1 run for the Brookings since those first 2 batters came up. Bent's going to lead this one off. Phillip, sacrifice bunt and a hit by pitch. He's 0 for 0. Phillip occasionally will have a game where he goes like 3 for 4 with like 3 runs and a double. I'd really like one of those. It's been a while since we've had a 3-hit game from Phillip, but he has them in him. High ball, 1-1. Schneider still on the mound in the bottom of the 5th. Brookings is a 4-game series. Strike. Curveball finds the zone. But it's 1-2. So we have 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow. 2 games tomorrow, I believe 11 and 1:30. Going to be softly hit up the line and foul. So, still a 1-2 count. Swung on and going to be hit into right. It'll drop. Bent's a single. And it goes over the right fielder's head. Bent's going to second. He will keep running. It's to third. It's finally being thrown to the cutoff man. And a single turns into a triple thanks to an error on Brookings' right fielder, Jack Merritt. That ball bounces. Merritt does a little jump. He thinks he has it. It bounces off the top of his glove. Not able to snow cone it. And that'll be a single turn triple. So the 3rd error of the game now. Third separate Bandit to make an error. First pitch ball. We've got the dogs out slightly. Oh, time called by somebody. Is it Kiefer? The cat. I think the umpire made the call for time. 1-0. Ball just inside, not a strike. So 2-1, very close. One-two count. Or sorry, 2-0 count. Swung on and hit over to third. It's handled cleanly by Struck. He throws to first, and stretching to make the play is Ronning. But 1 run scores. So a ground out RBI to the shortstop brings home Bentz. And so 1 more run scores. Hardhats, if they get to 10, I believe it's a mercy rule. Popped up into right, should be playable, and grabbing it is the right fielder. So Merritt makes the play. And 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th. Up comes Morgan. He's been unstoppable. A walk, a double, and a double in 2 very separate ways. One of them a long shot to the right center field gap. The other one, a short ball to the left where he just hustled it out. 0-1. Let's go, Jace. Good swinging, Torvey says. A 1 count. Schneider throws a skipper home. Those curveballs just curving a little too much for him. They're nice when they work, but they haven't been working lately. High and outside. Morgan gotten on every time he's been up to the plate. Scored 2 times. Extra base hits 2 times. Strike 2. A 2-out rally, not something out of the question here, especially at the top of the order with Harry Good on deck. A 2-2. Schneider throws inside, ball 3. Count now full. Catcher whips it around the back of Morgan. So payoff pitch. The bat waggle. Morgan's ready. Schneider still setting. And now delivering. High and outside. That ball got away from him, no doubt. He overthrows the catcher. And the man now on first. So his second walk of the day for Morgan. Last time he was here, he stole second. So, you know, keep that in mind. It is 2 outs, so a little bit different than the no-out situation he was facing in the first. But Good had a single off the third baseman's glove in the last inning, in the fourth, brought home a runner. That runner was Morgan. On deck is Dietrich. 2-out rally, like I said, very in play right now for the Hardhats. Schneider gives him one, a big swing and a miss. That ball, maybe a cutter or something that was hanging up. It wasn't a fastball. It was kind of slow, but it was higher than Good projected it. Or maybe he was just sitting on a ball low in the zone and something just got him. I don't know. 1-1. Got his little glove on. A little mitt. All right. 1-1 count. Morgan takes off. The ball low and an easy steal. Second stolen base of the ball game. Sam Johnson not able to pick it up out of the dirt. 2-1 count. Strike two, just gets the edge of the plate. Seems like Harry a little hesitant to swing in big counts right now. He struck out looking earlier. But now that he's got two, he's going to fight, so we'll see. 2-2. Schneider gives him one. It's going to be chopped into left center. It's going to drop. Morgan going to come home. Good. Rounding for second. The throw offline. And another hustle double. The Hardhats with a chance to walk off here in the bottom of the fifth against the reigning state runner-ups. RBI double for Harry Good. On a ball that really wasn't deep enough to be a double, but Good able to make it one. And kind of the relaxed energy here from Brookings not helping. Here's Dietrich. He has 2 sac flies and a hit by pitch, came around to score. Also the leader on the team in RBIs. If he can get a single here, he'd probably bring home the walk-off run. Schneider gives him one. It's going to be hit hard into left and fair. Good, coming home, and that should do it. Dietrich, hustle double of his own, and that'll be the game. Dietrich heading for third, but that's it. So a hustle double. An RBI one, and the Hardhats, believe it or not, the walk-off winners in this game. After going 1-3 against Brookings last year, they show that they have improved quite a bit since the last time they faced one another. The walk-off here in the fifth. Hardhats 11-1. Jaden Moreno will get the win. He pitches 5 one-run innings with just 2 hits allowed, both of which were on the first 2 batters of the ballgame. The finals, Hardhats 11 runs on 12 hits with only 1 error, and Brookings 1 run, 2 hits, and 3 errors. We will have a second game after this. It'll probably be later than it normally would, normally you'd wait about 40 minutes in between the games. This will probably be, I don't know, it's usually 30 minutes, but it'll probably be more like 45, because we did say 7:30. So fans are going to get here at 7:30, so my guess is right now is 6:10. I'm going to guess we're going to move it to like 6:55 or 7. Just because this was such a quick game, we were not anticipating a mercy ruling. But happy to have that. Hardhats win streak now at double digits, 10-0. This is exactly what the coaches wanted in their hype-up speech. And yeah. In that last inning, Hardhats' 3 hits turned into 3 runs. Um, 2 of them are earned. There's 1 error on the right fielder. The right fielder, Merritt, and nobody left on because the inning didn't even end. It's 11-1 walk-off. A perfect. Really, that's as good as it gets, especially against a Brookings team that was runner-up at state and had the Hardhats number all of last year. This just feels like a completely different matchup. This feels similar to that of like a 320. I think it's because Brookings didn't have that energy. They didn't come ready to play. They didn't come feisty. The Hardhats did, though it was less than, say when they have some like beef with the team, like when we were playing Miles City. Then everybody's on edge, ready to play. But so yeah. Final here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Hardhats a comfortable 11-1 mercy ruling in 5 innings. I'll see you in about, 30 minutes. Stay here. I'll get you lineups when I do. But yeah. See you in a little bit. Alright, so everybody, I just got news. This is not like ideal, but apparently the next game is still going to start at 7:30. So either we just sit here with the camera on for like another hour, or I just start up again in an hour. I think I'm leaning in that side of things, because we got a long time to wait. And I don't want people just sitting around waiting. But 7:30 gonna be the time. I'll set up another stream. But I'm gonna end this one and you'll see another one pop up. 7:30 is the next time. You got like a whole hour. Eat some dinner, do some chores. I don't know. You got some time.